Hello, I'm Seth Johnson with Land House. In the previous Camera Gantry build video, we wrapped up the install of the track system with the two different carts that run on here, and it is running smooth and quite nice. So in this part, which I think will be the last part of the series, it's time to make the piece that comes down from the cart and actually holds the camera. I'm going to be using the Cinephoto ball head, which is in here, and then a series of ripped down 2x4s and some plywood. But anyway, enough talk, let's go ahead and jump into the build. The main center shaft that's going to come down from up top is going to be this ripped down 2x4. It's just ripped in half. I want it to be 33 inches long to come down from the ceiling. Let's go ahead and cut that real quick. Now that I have this sanded, it's time to drill a hole in the bottom here. I've got this 1/4 inch lag bolt that is, I don't know, 2.5 inches long. And that's going to be used to screw into the top and be our main swivel point. So I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch bit here and hopefully drill a straight hole down in here. Okay, and so I can go up top here and screw this in so that it will be able to hold from the ceiling with these washers as a swivel point. Forgot to hit record. So I've got the center hole on this side, and on the other end I just drilled a 1/4 inch hole into the side so that I can fit a 1/4 inch thread in there like that. And that is going to be used to have two pieces of plywood sandwich this, and it will be able to move up and down. It's going to have a track on it. So let's go ahead and move to that step next. Now that the center shaft is finished, I have two 46-inch pieces of plywood that will be the secondary piece that comes down, and they will sandwich on this 2x4 that's been ripped down. So what I want to do is make a track in here. Let me find my pin. And the track needs to be big enough to fit this 1/4 inch thread. So I'm just going to draw my line down here. Flip over and draw again. And so basically I am just leaving enough space in here for a 1/4 inch thread to fit in there. And I'm going to use my straight edge to trace that out, and then use my jigsaw here to cut that track in both of these pieces here. I'm going to go up 3 inches here from the end and draw my center hole. The two tracks have been cut with that strip down the middle, looking pretty good. Now on one side, the 3-inch side, I want to install a little wooden block that's the same size as that middle shaft. And so what I want to do here is get these lined up down at the bottom. And then I'm just going to use a clamp to hold them in place. And now I'm going to pre-drill so I can put some screws in here just to hold this together. Okay, time to get this bolt installed. Just going to find the center point of my cart here and drill a hole through. See if this bolt will fit in here. Yep, okay. Now, hopefully I can find a way to get the bolt in here without having to move the top support up here. All right, there it goes. Now, just need to get the board screwed onto that. Got a washer here I'm gonna put up on a bolt and just see if I'm able to get this to spin down here just by holding it. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a try. May have to pull this down and get it started on the ground first. Okay, this piece is looking nice, and so is the piece hanging down here. It spins nice and freely, which means we are getting close to being done with this project. Now, I had this idea to have an additional arm on here that would articulate, but I think with the ball head idea, I don't need all of that extra stuff. So what I want to do is extend this little block down here out by one more block, just cutting a piece of this scrap here, and then I can mount the ball head to it this way, and it can film in the 90-degree angle for most of the time, and then when I want to film something down on the workbench or at some angle, I can just turn the ball head down and it should work out pretty good. So that being said, I need to measure out another block like this one right here, and just use some screws to attach that there, and we will be good to go. I'm just going to use the whole line up method and just make a mark. Okay. This is one thing my hands will probably be around a lot, so I want to make sure I get this sanded down smooth. I'm going to pre-drill holes here for these screws. One of the main things I have to watch out for is hitting these other screws that are in here. So maybe if I just go slightly in from here, I don't know, we'll find out. See if that's going to be not quite flush enough. Hope it doesn't split. This ball head uses a 1/4 inch thread, and so I've got one of those right here that is perfect length. So I'm just going to be using that size drill bit to go straight through the middle here. Nicely done. Okay. So I should be able to slip this washer on here. Yeah, and go straight through. Something like that. And then hopefully I can get this on here. And then I can tighten this down from the back to get it locked into place. Okay, that's on there nice and tight. Now to hold this piece to the piece up top, I've got some all thread that hopefully will work out. May want to cut this down a little bit to fit in here better. But let's give it a try first. So I'm thinking a butterfly nut on here, so it's easily adjusted by hand. Throw a washer on there, and this will go through one side. So let's step up top here. This is kind of the moment of truth here. Definitely going to want to cut this down. That's far too long. Okay, there's what we have so far. Let's see how well this thing operates. The one spot I was kind of worried about is this piece right here, but it actually seems to be holding pretty tight. If I go to move this, it moves pretty much everything else first, which is pretty good. So that friction there is nice. There is a bit of a swing to it, which I'll have to consider whenever I'm filming. I don't know how well I can just balance it there, but anyway, let's put the camera up there and get some angles and see how well it works real quick. Okay, now you're on this camera gantry. The ball valve seems to work well, as we would expect. So it's shaking pretty good. What do you think? Mostly stable with a little bit of shake. Not terrible though. All right, so I can now spin you around like this. Yeah, pretty easy. I'm gonna let go, see if it shakes much. Not much. This camera does really good with shake. All right, so that's cool. Let's see about getting you straight down here. So if I adjust this ball valve in all the directions, I can then get an angle that is straight down. What do you think? Pretty good? So let's say I was working on a project here on the bench. I can get you set up, blah, blah, blah. Man, that's nice compared to that tripod angle. Because now I can get the camera up higher and then zoom in if I need to. Okay, so that is working well. Man, I'm liking this. Okay, let me pull you back off of here so you can enjoy what I'm enjoying here. But first, let's actually see how well it moves side to side. Pretty good. I wonder if I could actually turn you up to see what's going on. All right, so here is, let's see, which one am I wanting? Oops, not that one. So many knobs, I'll have to get used to this. Yeah, so now you can actually watch the track roll as you're connected. And then I can spin while it's moving. Very cool. And now the angle that I'm kind of worried about is, yeah, this one. But it's working. So it works better if I move here to the middle and then go. Okay. So now if I let go and then bring you over here from the other side of the shop. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I should be able to get any angle in the shop here that I need to. And also, let's give it a try filming as low as possible. Let's see here, yeah. So if I loosen this, okay, I should be able to slide this down like that. Let's go all the way to the end. And then I'm gonna drop it straight down like that. And then now I can turn, which one are we? This way. Whoop. Hope you don't get dizzy. Sorry about that. Okay. Now you're at the lowest point that the tripod can go to. Do you call it a tripod anymore, or do you call it a gantry? So I kind of made it this height here on purpose so that I could get it down to the bench height here and work on something straight on. If it's any lower than this, it'll just have to be from above. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Well, this whole system has taken a long time to get to this point, but I think it has finally arrived where I am satisfied with it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut down, oops, focus, cut down this all thread, which is too long. But other than that, everything seems to be working really well. I'm still not as pleased with the outcome of going front to back like this. It's a little bit binding in certain spots, but it still works. I may just have to adjust some of that by moving some of the screws in and out, but I like it. All right, well, this build has been a long time coming, and I am glad it is finally finished, and I'm also glad that it has turned out well, that I'm able to use it. So this will be definitely implemented in most of the Land House videos here inside the shop from here on out. Thank you so much for watching this series. I really enjoyed building it, and hopefully it has given you some ideas if you have a shop and need to have a camera mount that can be placed on track system. But thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, and definitely ring the notification bell. I have a list of over 60 items for 2020 for videos, so should be fun. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.